True change begins with a brutal awakening. As long as you believe that your current life is sufficient, you will remain a prisoner of a weakened version of yourself. The first step towards transformation is to look at yourself without filters, without excuses, without justifications. Socrate Mind teaches that most people live asleep, guided not by their deep desires but by fear, laziness, and habit. They tell themselves, that's life, while in reality, they settle for a minimal existence. The awakening is that moment when you realize that you have not yet begun to live fully. You understand that it is not the world that limits you, but your own mental conditioning. As long as you lack the clarity to admit that you are playing small, you will remain a slave to your comfort. The purpose of this awakening is simple: to unmask the illusions. Every time you say, I can't, ask yourself, is it true, or is it just easier to believe it? This repeated questioning gradually destroys the lies that your mind has imposed on you. It is painful, but it is necessary. Awakening also means accepting that you have wasted time, that you could have done better, but you didn't. And instead of judging yourself, you decide to act. Socrate Mind says, what you refuse to look at controls you. What you confront sets you free. Every excuse is an invisible barrier you build between yourself and your potential. You say you don't have the time, the means, or the motivation, but all of this is just a mask to avoid responsibility. Socrate Mind teaches that excuses are the weapon of the weak, a tool of mental self-destruction. Every time you say, I can't, you reinforce your helplessness. The truth is you could, but you refuse the effort it requires. Excuses are comfortable. They justify your stagnation. But comfort is the coffin of growth. As long as you continue to feed them, you remain stuck in stagnation. Socrate Mind urges you to look your excuses straight in the eye and eliminate them one by one. I don't have the time. Wake up earlier. I don't know how to do it. Learn. I don't have the energy. Stop wasting your attention on trivialities. Every excuse can be replaced by an action. And every action creates momentum. Little by little, this momentum forges discipline, and discipline forges your transformation. The secret is to stop negotiating with yourself. You decide, you act, period. Your mind is a powerful machine, but it obeys the programming you impose on it. If you grew up in doubt, fear, and lack, it will send you those signals on repeat, keeping you in mediocrity. Socrate Mind teaches that mental reprogramming is the key to becoming unrecognizable. It starts with your inner language. The words you repeat about yourself become your reality. If you tell yourself, I am not enough, your subconscious will obey. If you say, I am getting better every day, it will execute that command. Reprogramming your mind means replacing the poison of limiting beliefs with the fuel of certainty. Every day, you must expose yourself to uplifting thoughts, readings, affirmations, visions of your success. This is not naive dreaming. It is identity building. Your mind ultimately believes what it hears most often. That's why Socrate Mind recommends the discipline of inner silence, no longer tolerating a single thought of weakness. You learn to dominate your mind instead of being its slave. At first, it seems artificial, but through repetition, your brain rewrites its connections. It's a process of slow but lasting reprogramming. And when your mind changes, everything changes. You act differently, you speak differently, you attract differently. Discipline is the foundation upon which all sustainable transformation rests. Without it, your intentions crumble at the first obstacle. Many dream of change, but few possess the rigor necessary to achieve it. Socrate Mind teaches that discipline is not a constraint, but a higher form of freedom. It liberates you from inner chaos and the tyranny of your emotions. Being disciplined means refusing to yield to ease. It means consciously choosing the more demanding path, the one that elevates you. You don't need daily motivation, you need commitment. Every time you do what you must do, even when you don't feel like it, you gain mental strength. This consistency becomes your armor. The world respects those who respect their own promises. Discipline transforms your intentions into actions, your dreams into results, your potential into power. It starts with small rituals, getting up on time, training when you don't feel like it, keeping your word, finishing what you start. These seemingly trivial gestures forge a mental structure of steel. And when discipline becomes your identity, nothing can stop you. You no longer need to seek motivation, for you already embody rigor. Socrate Mind says, the free man is not the one who does what he wants, but the one who does what he must. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. No real evolution occurs without pain. You must accept that suffering is a teacher, not an enemy. Emotional, physical, or mental pain is not there to destroy you, but to sharpen you. Socrate Mind teaches that most people flee from pain, while it holds the most powerful lessons of life. When you feel fear, rejection, or defeat, instead of retreating, face that pain head on. Ask yourself, what is it trying to teach me? Every scar can become a weapon if you choose to give it meaning. Courage is not about not suffering, but about not fleeing. Socrate Mind asserts that pain reveals your true character. It is in trials that you discover your worth. Those who have known suffering and continue to move forward develop an indestructible inner strength. Embrace pain as a necessary passage to your highest self. Instead of saying, why me? Say, thanks to this, I am becoming stronger. Transformation has never been comfortable. It burns away what you were to reveal what you must be. Pain, when well used, is the fuel for higher minds. You cannot create a new life with the identity of your old version. Real change begins when you redefine who you are. Socrate Mind teaches that your identity is not fixed. It is programmable. Every action you repeat shapes the image you have of yourself. If you want to become someone disciplined, act like it even before you believe it. Your behaviors precede your belief. You do not become confident by waiting for confidence. You become it by acting despite fear. The key is to adopt the behavior of your future self now. Visualize the most accomplished version of yourself, how they speak, think, act, decide. Then embody that version every day without waiting for perfection. The repetition of these behaviors creates a new internal program. Your brain starts to believe it, and the world adjusts to this new vibration. You shift from I want to become to I already am. Socrate Mind says, you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. That is why identity transformation is at the heart of change. No longer define yourself by your past, but by your vision. Habits are the invisible foundations of your success. They determine 95% of your results. Socrate Mind asserts that you do not fail due to a lack of talent, but due to a lack of structure. What you do each day, consciously or unconsciously, shapes your future. If you want to transform your life, start by transforming your rituals. A small habit repeated is worth more than a large, unachieved goal. Create a system that lifts you up: daily reading, physical activity, meditation, writing down your goals. These routines become the guardians of your discipline. The secret lies in consistency, not intensity. Doing a little, but every day, is more powerful than doing a lot once. Socrate Mind teaches that positive habits eventually replace negative ones if you remain faithful to the process. And even when you no longer feel like it, keep going. For true freedom is born in mastered repetition. Each habit is a seed of your future success. If you plant rigor, you will reap power. If you plant distraction, you will reap regret. Vision is the light that guides your path when everything seems dark. Without vision, you wander. With vision, you move forward with certainty. Socrate Mind teaches that mental clarity precedes manifestation. You must know exactly what you want, why you want it, and how far you are willing to go. Write your vision in detail: the person you want to be, the emotions you want to feel, the life you want to create. This clarity protects you from distractions. For if you ignore your direction, everything will seem urgent. But when your vision is strong, you say no to anything that does not contribute to it. Visualize your future every day as if it were already real. This programs your subconscious to act accordingly. The greatest leaders, thinkers, and builders have always had a vision before the results. They saw before they created. Socrate Mind states, what you see with your mind eventually appears in your life. Protect your vision like a sacred fire. Do not share it with those who cannot understand it. And above all, remember, vision without action is an illusion, but action without vision is a waste of energy. The balance between the two creates destiny. To become unrecognizable, you must learn to say no. No to toxic people, no to habits that steal your time, no to thoughts that weaken you. Socrate Mind teaches that clarity cannot exist in noise. Transformation requires mental, emotional, and energetic space. If your environment pulls you down, you will never rise. Sort through networks, useless conversations, excessive entertainment. Everything that does not serve your goal must disappear. This is not austerity, it is respect for your mission. Every distraction is an energy leak, and your energy is your most precious resource. Great destiny builders know how to isolate themselves to refocus. You don't need to be everywhere, but to be aligned. Socrate Mind says, silence fuels power. The more you eliminate the superfluous, the more you regain your clarity. It is in solitude that you discover your true power, far from the noise of the crowds. Protect your attention like a rare currency. For he who controls his attention controls his life. The moment arrives when you realize that you are no longer the same person. Your thoughts have changed, your choices are different, your energy is higher. You have become unrecognizable, not because you have changed everything on the outside, but because you have evolved on the inside. Socrate Mind teaches that true transformation is silent. It does not boast, it acts. You no longer need to prove anything, you embody it. You live according to a higher standard. Those around you feel it. Your gaze is more determined, your posture more stable. What you tolerated before, you no longer tolerate. What you used to push away, you now confront. You have become the living proof that deep change is possible. But this rebirth has no end. It is a permanent process of improvement, a cycle of death and inner rebirth. Socrate Mind says, true victory is no longer recognizing oneself. This is where total freedom begins. The freedom to create your life with awareness, discipline, and absolute faith. You have killed your old version. Now, you live as your supreme self.